Hey everybody, it's Debt Free Joel. Welcome to Wisdom Wednesdays. It's just a day where I try to give as many, gems as I can on things that have worked for me to become debt free, as well as to be financially independent. So before we start, as always, feel free to like and subscribe to the channel and/or video. Feel free to share with any friends that you guys may have that may be able to benefit from it. So for today's talk, it's really about credit cards. And I know this is a touchy subject for people. And it is something that I think you can benefit from based on the experiences that I've had with it. So there's three things that I think helped me along the way to become debt free years ago as it pertains to credit cards. So the first is, don't you ever carry a balance on your credit card. I can care less how small of a balance it is. It's stupid. Don't carry a balance on your credit card. Now, that may offend people, but it's the truth. Think about it this way. Why are you paying a bunch of people you don't like? Think about it. There's some of you who are watching this video right now that have a credit card balance and it's pretty small. But my question to you is, why are you paying interest and giving all this money away to people? That's how they are to be able to maintain and keep you in debt. And I know a lot of people don't like to pay off their credit card because they feel that they're going to ruin any cash that they have on hand for their emergency fund. See, this is a different way of thinking. So you never, ever want to carry a balance on your credit card. Let me say it again. You never want to carry a balance on your credit card. Please don't do it. Stop. There's no excuse, right? Now, the second thing that's helped me is only allow budgeted items to go on your credit card. So after I paid off my credit card and I still wanted to maintain the credit score, right? Because a lot of people, we want to maintain credit scores just in case you purchase a house later or something like that. What I did was I made sure the only things that I swiped on my credit card were things that I budgeted for. So for example, if you drive, you're going to have to eventually put gas in your car. And hopefully if you did a budget, there's going to be a line item in your budget that says gas. So that amount you can put on your credit card, you can swipe it so that maintains the utilization of your credit card. And then you pay it off maybe the next day or the same week. Remember, the whole point of it is to maintain a credit score, but not necessarily carry a balance, right? That's the whole point. I have done this for a long time now, and I haven't been charged interest in years. So I still have one credit card. I still have one American Express. I've always had that same card. And truthfully, that's the easiest way to maintain your credit score, which is going to jump around just because it wants to. But that's a way for you to maintain the utilization of the card. And the third thing that's worked for me is, don't you ever use your credit card, ever, for an emergency fund. Okay, this is an older train of thought, right? I remember as a kid, there were adults around me that would use their credit card when an emergency happened, right? And in hindsight, you would think, okay, that's what they were supposed to do. Well, no, that's actually not what you're supposed to do. You don't go into debt because of an emergency. That's what you don't want, because the emergency is something that you never accounted for, and that bill is something you never wanted, and that means you're never going to get rid of it. So don't use your credit card as an emergency fund. You should have liquid cash for an emergency fund, right? So one of these videos I'll talk about emergency fund, but for now, try to have 3 to 6 months of your expenses fully saved up, and don't use your credit card as an emergency fund, right? The whole point of having an emergency fund is that you want to turn major emergencies into minor inconveniences, right? If you notice, the minute you start saving money, that's when the transmission blows. That's when you have to need, you need new tires. That's when something in your house, that's when the roof, for example, wants to start leaking, right? So you want to make sure you have something funded and you're able to actually pay off any expenditures that come up. But don't use your credit card as your emergency fund. So that's my little quick gem this week, right, for credit cards. Never, ever carry a balance. Don't do it. Don't do it. Second is, only allow budgeted items on your credit card that you've budgeted for, right? So make sure that you don't carry a balance, but you're still able to maintain your credit score. And three, don't you ever use your credit card as an emergency fund. I mean, I know things happen, but that's the whole point of you getting your emergency fund in the first place, is that you don't use your credit card as an emergency fund. So Thanks again for watching, and as always, just remember that a part of all that you earn is yours to keep. See you next time.